Well, funny enough, I don't know what school they're from, but I was going to reference the young people in the gallery as well, because I'm not sure what year they're in, but many of them will be, when they finish school, looking to go to higher or further education or do apprenticeships. And that will be good for them, but it will also be good for our society, because we need people. We need people in construction, we need people in medicine, we need people in the health service, we need people right across in the arts and so on. But we are putting barrier after barrier in the way of people actually getting into third level, being able to continue in third level. We should remove all those financial fee and other barriers.
Well, firstly, I too want to welcome the students and thank you for being here. And I want you to know that we're going to put an education system in place that means you can get to wherever you want to get to in life. And please join in a conversation about broader education opportunities, university, further education, apprenticeships, so many different ways of getting to where you want to get to. So thank you and welcome to the Dáil. A key priority for myself, Minister Collins, and everybody in this House, I believe, is reducing the cost of education. I hope that wasn't my comment.
And the time is running. And the time is running.
No, they're going to sign up for the apprenticeships. But look, we've already taken action, Deputy Boyd Barrett, in relation to this. We, and I'm sure you'll welcome it, we abolished the PLC levy. So there was a levy of €200 per year to do a PLC course. We were saying go back to education, do a post-leaving cert course, and then we were charging you for the privilege. We abolished the levy, and that's with effect from September. I think that's welcomed. It's been welcomed across the sector. The Deputy will also know we introduced for the first time ever a fund called Mitigating Against Education Disadvantage. First time ever we're providing funds to community education projects, including in your own constituency, laptops, sensory rooms. It's funded over 500 projects in 2020, 600 projects in 2021. We've made it a permanent part of the landscape. We've introduced apprenticeship bursary schemes, particularly targeted at supporting underrepresented groups, including female participation in apprenticeships as well. And we will make further progress on this in Budget 2023 in October as well. But we are working to reduce financial barriers, to remove financial barriers. And you are right, this is not just about cost of living, though that's an important part, it's also about the skills needs of our country. And I believe we can do more in the budget.
Yeah, well, look, you know our position. We think we should get rid of all fees and all financial barriers. And I think now is the time for bold moves, because we are facing chronic shortages in a whole number of areas, in construction, in education, in medicine, in almost every area you could imagine. I want to ask about one particular group, though, because we have a chronic shortage of psychologists. Chronic. Okay? And the result is real suffering, particularly for children with special needs. Can't get assessments, can't get services, and yet we are putting shocking barriers in the way of people getting doctorates in psychology. Clinical psychology is partially funded, but educational and counselling psychology, people doing doctorates, which you need to become qualified, are paying absolutely extortionate fees of €11,000 a year, and they are having to work free on placement, whereas their counterparts in clinical psychology get paid €36,000 a year. It's madness to put that barrier in their way.
Thanks, Corda. So, as you know, in relation to reducing financial barriers, we've already, as I outlined, removed a number. We've increased student grants for the first time in a decade, meaning that many people will see their student grants increase by more than 25% in September. And also, when I became Minister, the commitment in the programme for government was not to increase the registration fee. We've now managed to publish a paper that commits to reducing it and increasing student grants. So I think we're making policy progress in relation to improving access and recognising education as a public good. In relation to the issue of psychologists, which does stray quite a bit from the question on further education or apprenticeships, but I take the point you make. The role of my department is to work with line departments. So the department, be it education or be it health, can bring forward ideas and proposals in terms of assistance they need for us providing more college places, and we respond. But it is a matter for the line department, be it either health or education, in relation to the specific issue of psychology. But I'm happy to look into the issue, talk to my colleagues and revert to the Deputy in writing.
Yeah, look, the question is really getting at barriers. And by the way, I do think we should get rid of all apprenticeship fees for college, for the bit when you have to do in college, right, for apprentices, and there's a campaign on that. But I was asked by someone doing educational psychology to raise it, so I'm taking the opportunity.
I'm happy you are, yeah.
Vision for Change recommended that we had to have 190 psychologists in CAMS. Currently we have 90, okay? Less than half of what was recommended, what, more than a decade ago? And there is real suffering for very vulnerable children as a result of this. And then you have people like Anya, who wrote to me, and I've had multiple representations, who want to do educational psychology and are paying €11,000 in fees and have to work 4 days a week on placement doing this work but get paid nothing. And to make a bad situation worse, they are working side by side with people who happen to be on clinical psychology courses who are getting paid €37,000 to €40,000 for doing the same work that they are having to do for nothing and not having to pay fees.
Thank you, Deputy.
That inequity has to be addressed.
Thank both deputies. No, it's because of the importance and indeed the sensitivity of the issue that Deputy Boyd Barrett raises that I do want to get him a more substantive reply than I have here. So if you'd like to send me Onya's correspondence, I'll certainly discuss that. My understanding, though, is the issue of the payment for placements is a matter for a department other than mine, but let me still, as a member of the government, see if I can make progress for you on that and come back to you with a better answer, and to Anya with a more detailed answer as well.